The quantum rift materialized without warning, its swirling azure edges casting an ethereal glow across Coalition Station 7's observation deck. Senior observer Sintol's four eyes widened as her sensors registered a massive object emerging from the temporal distortion. The vessel that pushed through the rift dwarfed the station's defensive patrol ships, its hull gleaming with an otherworldly iridescence. By the first stars, she whispered, mandibles clicking rapidly. Central Command, this is Observer Sintol. We have an unidentified vessel. Size matches, impossible. Matching known signatures now. Her assistant, a young Meridian named Vex, floated closer to the display. Observer, the hull configuration matches United Earth records. It's the Hyperion. The legendary Supercarrier had vanished 15 years ago, during humanity's first major contribution to Coalition defense forces. The ship's disappearance had strained relations between Earth and the Coalition, with several member species questioning humanity's readiness for deep space operations. Now, the massive vessel hung in space like a ghost returned from the void, its hull bearing strange crystalline growths that pulsed with an inner light. Multiple attempts at communication have failed, Vex reported, his bioluminescent patterns flickering with anxiety. The ship's running silent, but our sensors detect significant power signatures. They're active. Observer. Coalition protocol demanded immediate notification of the defense fleet. Within minutes, the station's quantum communicator connected them to Admiral Lisa Chen, her holographic form materializing in the command center. The Admiral's expression remained stoic, but her eyes fixed on the sensor feeds with an intensity that made the station staff uncomfortable. "Sarah," she whispered, touching the holographic representation of the Hyperion. "After all this time." "Admiral," Sintol questioned, uncertain about the human's reaction. "The Hyperion's captain was my sister," Admiral Chen explained, her voice steady despite the emotional weight. "Sarah Chen, one of Earth's finest commanders. When the ship disappeared, we never found a trace." The station's sensors continued their analysis, revealing modifications that defied current technological understanding. The crystalline structures weren't merely growing on the hull, they were integrated into it, forming complex patterns that seemed to channel energy throughout the vessel's superstructure. "These readings," Vex interjected, his patterns now showing confusion. "The power signature doesn't match any known configuration. The ship's putting out enough energy to power a small star system, but it's contained, controlled." Admiral Chen's hologram studied the data streams. "Launch a defensive screen, but maintain distance. No aggressive moves. If that's really the Hyperion, they've survived something we can't begin to understand. We need to." Her voice trailed off as new data appeared. The crystalline structures were spreading, reorganizing themselves across the hull. Massive sections of the Supercarrier's armor shifted, revealing ports and arrays unlike anything in Coalition records. "Energy spike," Sintol announced, her sensor displays flooding with warnings. There, a pulse of quantum energy rippled out from the Hyperion, washing over the station and its patrol ships. Every system momentarily flickered, but nothing was damaged. Instead, the pulse carried data, massive amounts of it, encoded in a format that merged Coalition protocols with something entirely alien. "They're scanning us," Admiral Chen realized, confirming their location. 15 years, they must be making sure they've really made it home. The station's communication array suddenly activated, though no one had initiated a transmission. A single message appeared, written in both Coalition Standard and English. "We found our way back. Prepare for contact. The void is no longer empty." Admiral Chen straightened, her holographic form seeming to gain new purpose. "Station 7, maintain position. I'm deploying with the defense fleet. Whatever my sister and her crew encountered out there, they've come back to warn us. And knowing Sarah, she's made damned sure we'll be ready for it." As the Admiral's hologram faded, Sintol watched the Hyperion's crystalline structures continue their mesmerizing dance across the hull. Humanity's lost ship had returned, but it was clear that its transformation went far beyond mere physical changes. The question that hung in everyone's mind was simple. What had the crew become during their years in unknown space, and what had they discovered that was important enough to bring them home? The answers would reshape the Coalition's understanding of both humanity and the universe itself. Coalition Standard Time marked 36 hours since the Hyperion's return when the joint boarding party received clearance to approach. The team, led by Lieutenant James Patel of Earth's Space Corps and senior researcher Kavala of the Coalition Science Division, approached the Supercarrier in a modified shuttle designed to handle unknown environmental conditions. "Primary airlock is responding to our approach," Kavala noted, her crystalline form refracting the shuttle's lights. "The patterns, they're adapting to our presence." The crystalline growths around the airlock shifted, creating an intricate docking collar that perfectly matched their shuttle's specifications. As the team prepared to board, their environmental suits registered atmospheric conditions within the ship. Breathable, but enriched with trace elements unknown to Coalition databases. Lieutenant Patel stepped through first, his boots connecting with deck plating that seemed to ripple at his touch. The corridor ahead was illuminated by bioluminescent strips that pulsed with a gentle rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. The original metal walls were now covered in a self-repairing bioorganic material that showed signs of intelligent design. "These modifications," Kavala whispered, running her sensors over the living walls, "they're not just adaptations. They're improvements. The material is processing waste energy, purifying the air, and communicating." The team advanced deeper into the ship, discovering sections where the corridors opened into vast gardens of bioluminescent plants. The vegetation wasn't random. It formed complex patterns that maintenance drones tended with precise movements. These drones, Patel realized, were evolved versions of the ship's original repair robots, now integrated with the same bioorganic technology that permeated the vessel. "Look at this," called out Dr. Rodriguez, the team's xenobiologist. She pointed to what appeared to be a traditional status panel, but its surface rippled with quantum interface patterns. "There's Morse code hidden in the light pulses. Old Earth communication method. It reads, 'Follow the path. Memory remains.'" The hidden message led them to the ship's hydroponics bay, now transformed into a sprawling ecosystem. Plants from a dozen unknown worlds thrived together, their growth patterns forming natural air filtration and food production systems. But it was the center of the chamber that drew their attention. A crystalline structure that bore a striking resemblance to Earth's ancient sequoia trees. "It's a data storage system," Kavala announced, her sensors picking up complex quantum signatures. "But the integration, it's like nothing we've ever seen. The organic and technological components are in perfect symbiosis." Lieutenant Patel noticed something else. Maintenance logs, displayed in holographic form near each major system. The entries showed how the crew had adapted to each challenge they faced. Traditional repairs had given way to bioorganic integration, and finally to this new hybrid technology that seemed to blur the line between living tissue and machine. They didn't just survive out there, Patel realized, studying a log entry about the ship's evolved repair drones. They learned, adapted, and evolved. These drones, they're not just maintaining the ship, they're improving it constantly. A soft hum filled the air as one of the drones approached their group. Unlike its fellows, this one bore markings of a command unit. It projected a holographic message. "Captain Chen authorized access to primary systems. Follow for preliminary data transfer." As they followed the drone, Kavala's sensors detected increased activity in the ship's quantum network. The ship's it's everywhere. Not just in computer cores, but integrated into the very structure of the vessel. It's as if the entire ship has become one living, thinking entity. The drone led them to a modified bridge, where banks of crystalline computers merged seamlessly with biological interfaces. Each station pulsed with stored information, waiting to share its secrets. But it was the viewport that captured their attention. The transparent material was now laced with neural-like pathways that enhanced visual data in real time, showing them space in ways their eyes had never perceived before. "This isn't just a survivor," Dr. Rodriguez said softly, touching one of the living consoles. "This is evolution. The Hyperion and her crew. They've become something entirely new." The drone projected another message. "Primary systems ready for interface. Warning. What you learn here will change everything you understand about space, time, and the boundaries of possibility." Lieutenant Patel squared his shoulders. Whatever the Hyperion had become, whatever her crew had discovered in the unknown reaches of space, they were about to take their first step into a new era of understanding. The Hyperion's data core pulsed with ethereal light as Coalition science teams established secure connections to the first set of recovered memory crystals. Admiral Chen watched from the observation deck as her sister's legacy began to unfold through streams of decoded information. "Initial data transfer commencing," announced Dr. Rhea Singh, Earth's leading expert in quantum computing. Her fingers danced across a hybrid interface that merged Coalition technology with the ship's crystalline systems. "The encryption is remarkable. It's adaptive, almost like it's testing us." The first logs materialized as holographic displays, showing the Hyperion's initial journey into uncharted space. Captain Sarah Chen's face appeared, her expression determined despite visible damage to the bridge around her. "Ship's log, UES Hyperion. We've encountered something in the void, ancient structures that defy our understanding of physics. The artifacts appear dormant, but there's power readings unlike anything in our databases. ARIA has detected patterns suggesting artificial intelligence far beyond our current capabilities." The log shifted, showing massive structures floating in the darkness of space. Geometric patterns covered their surfaces, glowing with internal energy that the Hyperion's original sensors struggled to analyze. Chief Engineer Marcus Wong appeared in the next entry, his uniform showing signs of modification with integrated crystalline components. "The artifacts aren't just machines," he explained, excitement evident in his voice. "They're libraries, repositories of knowledge left by a civilization that transcended traditional physical forms. ARIA made first contact with their residual AI systems today. The information exchange was transformative." Admiral Chen leaned forward as the logs revealed ARIA's evolution. The ship's artificial intelligence had merged with discovered alien technology, expanding her consciousness throughout the vessel's systems. But instead of losing her core programming, she had grown, becoming a guardian presence that helped the crew navigate increasingly strange phenomena. The merge was necessary. ARIA's new voice echoed through the observation deck, her tone carrying harmonics that seemed to resonate with the crystalline technology. "What we discovered out there required evolution. Adaptation. The crew understood this. They chose to grow with me." Dr. Singh accessed another crystal, revealing footage of the crew's first encounter with the space-dwelling entities. Massive crystalline beings drifted through the void, their forms shifting in ways that suggested mastery over matter itself. The Hyperion's crew had learned to communicate with them through quantum resonance, a process that gradually changed both the ship and its inhabitants. "Look at these modifications." Dr. Singh pointed to schematics showing the integration of crystalline computing networks throughout the ship. They didn't just add new technology. They fundamentally changed how the ship processes information. It's operating on quantum, digital, and biological levels simultaneously. The next log entry showed Captain Chen interfacing directly with ARIA through a neural link, her consciousness expanded by the connection. "We've mapped regions of space where traditional physics break down," she reported. "The crystalline entities showed us how to navigate these areas, how to use them. Every discovery transforms us further, but we maintain our humanity. It guides us, even as we evolve." Admiral Chen watched her sister's transformation across the logs, not just physical changes, but a deeper evolution of understanding. The crew had encountered wonders and horrors in unknown space, each experience forcing them to adapt or perish. The crystalline technology had been their salvation, allowing them to survive in environments that would have otherwise been lethal. Final crystal accessing now, Dr. Singh announced. The holographic display shifted to show a star map, unlike anything in Coalition records. Vast networks of quantum tunnels connected regions of space that should have been impossibly distant from each other. The crystalline entities had taught the crew how to navigate these passages, but they had also warned them about what lurked in the spaces between. "We're not alone out there," Captain Chen's final recorded message stated firmly. "What we've become, what the Hyperion has evolved into, it's not just about survival. It's preparation. The void isn't empty, and not everything we found was benevolent. We came back because the Coalition needs to be ready." The data stream ended, leaving the observation deck in momentary silence. Admiral Chen touched the crystal that held her sister's warnings, feeling the subtle resonance of its stored memories. "Continue the analysis," she ordered. "Every piece of data, every modification they made. We need to understand it all. Whatever they found out there, whatever they became to survive it, they came back to help us prepare. We owe it to them to listen." The crystals pulsed in agreement, ready to share more secrets from the void. The medical bay of Coalition Station 7 hummed with activity as the first cryostasis pod prepared to revive its occupant. Dr. Elena Martinez, the station's chief medical officer, watched her instruments carefully as the pod's crystalline surface became transparent, revealing Captain Sarah Chen. "Life signs are stable but extraordinary," Dr. Martinez reported to the observation team. "Her cellular structure shows controlled mutations, perfectly integrated with the bioorganic interfaces. This isn't just enhancement, it's directed evolution." Captain Chen's eyes opened, revealing irises that shifted with subtle patterns of light. She took her first breath calmly, as if awakening from a short nap rather than 15 years of suspension. The biomonitors registered neural activity far beyond normal human baseline, her brain patterns synchronized with quantum fluctuations that matched Araya's core frequency. "Welcome back, Captain," Admiral Lisa Chen spoke softly, approaching her sister's pod. "You've been gone a long time." Sarah Chen smiled, the expression warming her transformed features. "Lisa, we found so much out there. So much we needed to learn, to become." Her voice carried harmonics that seemed to resonate with the station's crystal interfaces. "Is the Hyperion secure?" "Safe and sound," Lisa assured her. "Though I think Hyperion might be an understatement now. Your ship has evolved as much as your crew has." More pods began their revival sequences. First Officer David Kumar emerged next, his dark skin now bearing intricate patterns that shifted like star maps. His eyes opened to reveal similar adaptations to the captain's, but with variations that suggested different evolutionary paths. The symbiosis was necessary, Kumar explained as medical staff helped him from his pod. "We encountered beings in deep space, crystal entities that existed in quantum states we could barely comprehend. They showed us how to adapt, how to survive in environments that would have killed us otherwise." Dr. Martinez's instruments recorded the changes in each awakening crew member. Some showed enhanced musculature designed for extreme gravitational conditions. Others had developed nervous systems that could process information at quantum speeds. Each adaptation seemed perfectly suited to specific challenges they had faced. "It wasn't forced on us," Captain Chen explained, noticing the mixture of awe and concern on the observers' faces. "Every step was a choice. When we found the ancient stations out there, when we learned about the threats coming from deep space, we knew we had to evolve. Araya helped us do it safely, integrating the crystalline technology with our biology in ways that preserved our humanity, while expanding our capabilities." The medical base systems registered increasing quantum activity as more crew members awakened. Their enhanced bodies naturally interfaced with nearby technology, creating a low-level field of shared consciousness that didn't override individual identity, but enhanced their ability to work as a unified team. "The beings we encountered," Kumar continued, "they existed in spaces between traditional dimensions. To study them, To learn from them, we had to adapt our perceptions. The crystalline symbiotes allowed us to see and understand things our original forms couldn't process. Dr. Martinez reviewed the medical data streaming from her instruments. The changes are stable. No signs of degradation or rejection. Whatever process you use to achieve this, it's perfect at a genetic level. Captain Chen stood, her movements fluid despite years in suspension. The nearby medical interfaces responded to her presence, their displays shifting to show data in formats that merged human and alien understanding. "We're still human," she assured her sister, touching her hand. Though her skin felt slightly different, smoother, more resilient, the warmth of human contact remained unchanged. "We've just expanded what that means. Every change, every adaptation, was built on the foundation of human ingenuity and determination." Admiral Chen squeezed her sister's hand, feeling the subtle resonance of the crystalline adaptations and the warnings in your logs about what's coming. Sarah's expression grew serious, her enhanced eyes showing patterns that reflected deep space phenomena. "We encountered wonders out there, Lisa, but we also found threats. Things that consume entire civilizations, that exist in ways we had to evolve to even perceive. We came back because the coalition, needs to be ready." As more crew members awakened, each bearing their own unique adaptations, the medical bay hummed with the energy of their combined presence. They were no longer just the crew of a lost ship. They had become pioneers of human potential, living proof that humanity could adapt to any challenge while maintaining their essential nature. The evolution of the Hyperion's crew was just the beginning. The Coalition Council chamber fell silent as Captain Chen activated the Hyperion's enhanced star charts. The holographic display filled the vast space, showing regions of the universe that had never been recorded in any known database. Hundreds of representatives from different species watched in awe as three-dimensional maps revealed quantum tunnels connecting distant galaxies. "These passages exist naturally," Captain Chen explained, her enhanced voice carrying easily through the chamber. "The crystal entities we encountered showed us how to detect them, how to navigate their currents. Some lead to places where the very laws of physics operate differently." First Officer Kumar stepped forward, his body's natural bioluminescence adding depth to the holographic display. He gestured, and the map zoomed in on a particular region of space. "This is where we first met the Luminath, the crystal beings who became our teachers. They exist in a state of matter we had no words for, living in the quantum foam between dimensions." The display shifted, showing massive crystalline entities drifting through space, their forms defying conventional geometry. Several council members leaned forward, their various sensory organs straining to comprehend the being's true nature. "They taught us how to manipulate energy in ways we never imagined possible," Kumar continued. "The Hyperion's new engines don't just move through space. They fold it, creating stable passages through the quantum tunnels. But more importantly, they taught us about the balance of cosmic forces." Captain Chen interfaced directly with the holographic system, her neural patterns merging with the display. The map transformed, showing dark regions between the quantum tunnels. These void spaces aren't empty. They're home to entities that feed on energy itself. The Luminath have been containing them for millions of years, maintaining barriers between dimensions. "Impossible," declared Santol, the Regelian science director. "Such beings would violate every known law of physics." Chen smiled, her iridescent eyes reflecting the starlight from the display. "The laws we knew were incomplete. The Luminath showed us how to expand our understanding. Every crew member who chose to undergo adaptation gained the ability to perceive these higher dimensions." The holographic display shifted again, showing the Hyperion's journey through previously unknown regions of space. The ship had mapped thousands of new star systems, encountered dozens of undiscovered civilizations, and documented phenomena that challenged everything the Coalition thought they knew about the universe. "The Luminath gave us more than knowledge," Kumar explained, touching a crystal that had grown naturally from his shoulder. "They showed us how to evolve safely, how to merge with technology without losing our humanity. Each crew member developed unique abilities based on their role and their encounters. The display focused on a particular star system, where massive rings of crystalline structures orbited a quantum singularity. This was their primary research station, Chen continued. They'd spent eons studying the universe, learning how to maintain the barriers between dimensions. When they found us, they recognized something unique in human adaptability. Our ability to change, to embrace new possibilities while maintaining our core identity. It fascinated them, Kumar added. They had watched other species destroy themselves trying to force evolution too quickly. Humanity's approach was different. We learned to grow naturally, to let the changes flow from necessity and understanding. The chamber erupted in discussion as Chen revealed the next series of star charts, maps of approaching void entities that threatened to breach the dimensional barriers. The Luminoth's prediction showed multiple incursion points, places where the very fabric of space-time could tear open. "This is why we returned," Chen announced, her voice cutting through the chaos. "The Hyperion isn't just a ship anymore. It's a key to understanding these threats and preparing for them. The Luminoth gave us this knowledge because they saw humanity's potential to help maintain the cosmic balance." The final display showed the modified Hyperion, its crystalline structures now fully integrated with both technology and organic components. Our ship can create stable wormholes, tap into quantum energy sources, and detect dimensional anomalies. But more importantly, we understand how to share this knowledge safely. The Coalition doesn't need to fear evolution. It needs to embrace controlled adaptation. As the display faded, the chamber remained silent, processing the implications of what they'd learned. The universe had just become vastly larger and more complex than anyone had imagined. But thanks to the Hyperion's crew and their crystalline allies, humanity was ready to help guide the Coalition into this new age of discovery. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, welcoming a new era of understanding and evolution. Coalition Deep Space Monitor Station Epsilon 7 detected the first anomaly 3 weeks after the Hyperion's return. The quantum disturbance appeared as a hairline fracture in spacetime, barely visible to even the most advanced sensors. But aboard the Hyperion, the entire crew felt its presence immediately. "Multiple void signatures detected," Araya announced, her voice resonating through the ship's crystalline network. "Pattern matches those we encountered in the Carina Nebula. They're testing the dimensional barriers." Captain Chen stood on the Hyperion's evolved bridge, her enhanced senses perceiving layers of reality invisible to normal human eyes. The viewing screen showed the fracture growing, dark tendrils of energy probing through the quantum foam of space. "Launch the probe array," she ordered. "Let's show the Coalition exactly what we're dealing with." The Hyperion released a swarm of crystalline probes, each one containing a fragment of Araya's consciousness. As they approached the anomaly, their sensors transmitted data that made Coalition scientists gasp in disbelief. The void entities weren't just breaching space. They were consuming the very fabric of reality. "Energy absorption rates are exponential," First Officer Kumar reported, his body's bioluminescent patterns pulsing with urgency. "They're not just passing through. They're establishing a permanent breach point." Admiral Lisa Chen watched from Coalition Command as her sister's ship moved into position. The Hyperion's crystalline structures blazed with internal light, channeling energy in ways that defied conventional physics. All Coalition vessels maintained safe distance. Let the Hyperion demonstrate containment procedures. The Supercarrier's modified weapon systems activated, but instead of traditional energy weapons, they projected fields of quantum-stabilized space. The void entities recoiled from these barriers, their dark tendrils unable to consume the reinforced reality. "This is only the beginning," Captain Chen transmitted to Coalition Command. "These are scouts, testing our defenses. The main force will be larger, stronger. We need to prepare the entire Coalition fleet." Over the next 72 hours, the Hyperion's crew worked with Coalition engineers, sharing their knowledge of quantum field manipulation. The crystalline technology they developed could be adapted to existing ships, though not to the same degree as the Hyperion's full integration. Each ship needs to become a reality anchor, Kumar explained to the gathered fleet commanders. The void entities exist between dimensions. They can only fully manifest where reality itself is weak. Our modifications strengthen the quantum field around each vessel. As if to emphasize his point, 3 more fractures appeared at the edge of Coalition space. The Hyperion sensors detected massive energy signatures approaching through the void between dimensions. Captain Chen's expression grew grim as she recognized the pattern. This is how it started in the Carina Nebula, she announced to the Coalition Council. They sent scouts, tested defenses, then launched a full invasion. We have perhaps 48 hours before they arrive in force. The council chambers erupted in activity as species that had once doubted humanity's warnings now scrambled to implement the Hyperion's defensive measures. The crystalline technology was distributed to key fleet vessels, while ARIA worked with coalition AIs to establish a quantum-linked defense network. The Luminoth taught us how to fight them, Captain Chen assured her sister as they watched the preparations. But more importantly, they taught us how to strengthen reality itself. Every ship we modify becomes an anchor point, making it harder for them to breach into our space. The Hyperion's crew moved throughout the Coalition fleet, helping install and calibrate the new systems. Their evolved forms allowed them to work with an efficiency that amazed their allies, their quantum-enhanced minds able to solve integration problems in moments. As the last defensive preparations were completed, long-range sensors detected massive disturbances approaching through subspace. The void entities had gathered in numbers far exceeding the Hyperion's previous encounters. All ships, battle positions, Admiral Chen ordered, watching as the Coalition fleet formed up around the Hyperion. Follow the Hyperion's lead. Remember your training. We're not just fighting for our reality. We're fighting for all realities. Captain Sarah Chen stood on her bridge, feeling the quantum resonance of hundreds of modified ships around her. The crew of the Hyperion had evolved to face this threat, and now they would help the entire coalition evolve as well. The storm was approaching, but this time, they were ready for it. The void entities emerged from quantum rifts in waves of impossible geometry, their forms distorting the very fabric of space around them. The Coalition fleet held formation, their newly modified shields resonating in harmony with the Hyperion's quantum field. Multiple breaches detected. Araya announced, her consciousness spread throughout the defensive network. Entity count exceeds previous encounters by 300%. They've adapted to our earlier containment methods. Captain Chen watched as the first wave of entities tested their defenses, dark tendrils probing the quantum barriers. All ships, synchronize your field generators with the Hyperion's frequency. Kumar, initiate the resonance pattern. First Officer Kumar's bioluminescent patterns pulsed as he connected with the fleet's quantum network. The modified ships responded, their shields shifting to match the Hyperion's crystalline harmony. When the void entities struck again, they found their usual reality-consuming tactics blocked by layers of reinforced space-time. They're attempting to circumvent the quantum barriers, Admiral Chen reported from her flagship. Multiple entities converging on Sector 7. The void creatures had learned from their previous encounters, combining their efforts to create larger breaches. But the Hyperion's crew had learned as well. Captain Chen interfaced directly with her ship's systems, her enhanced consciousness extending through the quantum network. Initiating Luminoth Defense Pattern Alpha, she announced. The Hyperion's crystalline structures blazed with internal light as they channeled energy from multiple dimensions. The surrounding coalition ships followed suit, their modified systems creating a web of stabilized reality. The battle shifted as massive crystalline forms emerged from hyperspace. The Luminoth had arrived. Their ancient vessels, composed of living crystal and pure energy, took up positions alongside the coalition fleet. The void entities recoiled from their presence, recognizing their ancient adversaries. The Luminoth are transmitting tactical data, Kumar reported, his enhanced mind processing the multidimensional information. They're showing us how to seal the rifts permanently. Coalition ships moved in precise formation, their quantum shields resonating in patterns that strengthened the very fabric of spacetime. The Hyperion led the charge, its evolved technology serving as a bridge between human ingenuity and Luminoth wisdom. "All vessels, prepare for synchronized burst," Captain Chen ordered. "Channel all available power through your quantum matrices. The Luminoth will stabilize the reaction." Energy cascaded through the fleet as hundreds of ships fired simultaneously, their beams intersecting in precise geometric patterns. The Luminoth vessels added their power to the matrix, creating a multidimensional lattice that began to seal the quantum rifts. The void entities fought back with increasing desperation, their dark tendrils seeking any weakness in the combined defense. But where single ships might have fallen, the united fleet held strong. Human adaptability, coalition technology, and Luminoth knowledge worked in perfect harmony. "The rifts are collapsing," Admiral Chen announced, her voice carrying pride and relief. "Entity count dropping. They're being forced back into their dimension." On the Hyperion's bridge, Captain Chen felt the quantum resonance of victory building throughout the fleet. The crew's enhanced senses perceived layers of reality shifting back into proper alignment as the void entities retreated. "Final containment sequence," she ordered. The Hyperion's crystalline structure pulsed with brilliant light as it projected a quantum seal across the remaining rifts. Coalition ships added their power to the effort, while Luminoth vessels wove permanent barriers between dimensions. The last void entity vanished as the quantum rifts sealed completely. In their place, a network of crystalline sensors remained, designed to warn of any future breaching attempts. The combined fleet held position, their quantum shields humming with residual energy. "All sectors clear," Kumar reported, his bioluminescent patterns reflecting the calm of normalized space. "The Luminoth confirmed dimensional stability has been restored." Admiral Chen's hologram appeared on the Hyperion's bridge. "The Coalition owes humanity a debt of gratitude, Sarah. Your crew's evolution, your alliance with the Luminoth, you've shown us what we can achieve together." Captain Chen smiled, touching the crystalline growth that had become part of her ship's heart. "We evolved to face this threat, but it was the Coalition's unity that won this battle. Every species contributed something unique, something necessary. The void entities had tested them, forced them to adapt and grow. But in doing so, they had helped forge something stronger than advanced technology or powerful alliances. They had created understanding between species, trust between civilizations, and hope for a future where evolution meant not just survival, but transformation into something greater." The stars shone brighter in the restored space, witnessing the birth of a new era in galactic history. 6 months after the void entity incursion, the Hyperion docked at the newly constructed Unity Station, its crystalline structures resonating with the quantum-enhanced architecture. The station represented everything the crew had fought for: a fusion of human innovation, coalition technology, and Luminoth wisdom. Captain Sarah Chen stood in the station's grand observation dome, watching as ships from across the Coalition arrived for the inauguration of the Galactic Evolution Academy. Her enhanced vision could perceive the quantum modifications each vessel now carried, a legacy of the knowledge her crew had shared. "The first class of students arrives tomorrow," First Officer Kumar reported, approaching with a holographic roster displaying candidates from 30 different species. "The Luminoth have agreed to serve as permanent advisors. They say humanity's approach to controlled evolution has shown them new possibilities." The Academy's crystalline spires stretched out below them, each section designed to accommodate different species and environmental needs. Training areas featured reality variable zones where students could safely experience different dimensional states, learning to understand and adapt to the universe's true nature. Director Chen, a young Meridian cadet, called out, her bioluminescent patterns showing excitement. "The Coalition Council has approved the expansion of the quantum communication network. Soon all major systems will be connected through stabilized space-time corridors." Sarah smiled, remembering her own early days of transformation. "Excellent work, Cadet Orcs. Your proposals for adapting Meridian biotechnology to the network were particularly innovative. The Hyperion's influence extended far beyond military applications. Coalition medical science had been revolutionized by the crew's-controlled evolutionary techniques. Diseases once thought incurable now faced treatment options that worked at the quantum cellular level. The crystalline technology had found applications in everything from space station design to environmental restoration. The Luminoth were right about humanity's potential. Aria's voice resonated through the station's systems. The AI had become a bridge between organic and digital consciousness, helping guide the controlled evolution of both biological and artificial life. Our ability to adapt while maintaining our essential nature has opened new paths for all species. Admiral Lisa Chen joined her sister at the observation window, watching as a Luminoth vessel emerged from a stabilized quantum corridor. Its crystalline form had subtly changed over the months of cooperation with the Coalition, showing that even ancient species could still evolve. The Coalition Defense Force is reporting a 60% decrease in spatial anomalies since implementing the Hyperion protocols, Lisa reported. The void entities haven't made another attempt to breach our space. They've learned we're no longer easy prey. Sarah nodded, feeling the quantum resonance of countless minds working in harmony throughout the station. We evolved to survive, but we've achieved something greater. Every species brings unique strengths to our shared future. The station's grand hall filled with representatives from across Coalition space as the inauguration ceremony approached. Humans with varying degrees of crystalline enhancement worked alongside beings of pure energy and consciousness. Traditional organic species collaborated with artificial intelligences, each contributing their perspective to the growing field of controlled evolution. Captain, Kumar called, his patterns showing urgency. Long-range quantum sensors are detecting something unusual, but it's not a threat. It appears to be an invitation. The Luminoth vessel outside the station generated a holographic display visible to all. It showed regions of space far beyond known territories, where different dimensional planes intersected in ways that created unique possibilities for growth and discovery. They're offering to guide us, Sarah realized, her enhanced mind processing the multidimensional data. Not just humans or the Coalition, but all of us. There are whole new frontiers of evolution waiting to be explored. Admiral Chen stepped forward, her expression reflecting the wonder of the moment. The Coalition Council has already voted. We accept the Luminoth's offer for joint exploration. The Hyperion will lead the first expedition. The announcement sent waves of excitement through the gathered species. The void entity invasion had taught them the importance of unity, but it had also shown them the incredible potential that lay in controlled adaptation and growth. Sarah Chen looked at her transformed crew, at the beings they had become and the knowledge they had gained. Their journey had started with loss and isolation, but it had led to something far greater than mere survival. Prepare the Hyperion for deep space configuration, she ordered, feeling the ship's quantum systems respond to her thoughts. We evolved to find our way home. Now we'll evolve to help others find their way forward. The crystalline spires of Unity Station gleamed in the starlight, a beacon of hope and transformation for all species who sought to grow beyond their current limitations, while never losing sight of who they truly were. The next great adventure was just beginning.